Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Timing and You, where timing is everything. Now, of course, we would like to allow all the 300 plus people who have registered tonight to come onto the call, either through Facebook or Zoom. So please give us a few moments as we allow everyone to come onto this session. We will begin exactly at 8:10. So for those of you who are already here, please make yourself feel comfortable. Of course, grab yourself a drink, sit back, relax, and of course, very importantly, prepare the stocks that you would like to ask Derek during tonight's session. Now, before I begin, of course, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is George. I am the moderator for this evening as we are waiting for people to come on to this session. I am also the Business Development Associate for Timing and You. So I will be going through a bit of the house rules during this morning as well. So for those of you who are already here, I do encourage you to prepare your questions or the stocks that you may want to ask during tonight's session with Derek. Now, of course, allow me to share my screen a little bit as I run you through some of the few different house rules that we have for tonight's session as well. Now, of course, for those of you who are here, whether you are on Zoom or on Facebook, you are entitled to ask a question about any stock that you would like Derek to do an analysis on. A very big and important reminder that we are not here to tell you what stock to buy. So questions about what should I buy and what kind of stocks I should look at is not what we are here for tonight. We are here specifically to look at stocks that you are probably invested in. And we have already outlined the kind of questions that you would need to ask. So before I begin though, let me just, of course, run you through some numbers. If you have yet to add our customer service numbers in both Malaysia, Indonesia, or Singapore, please add the following numbers, especially if you face certain technical issues or if you just have any questions that you may want to ask the team. Now, for those of you who are in Malaysia and in Indonesia, please add this +6018 number. And for our friends in Singapore, please do add the +65 number. Now, if at any point you drop out from the Zoom, for those of you who are in Zoom and you can't seem to re-enter, quickly go to the Timing and You Facebook page where this will also be streamed live there, and you will be able to ask your stock question there as well. Now, bear in mind, please do not ask generic questions. We want you to ask very specific questions regarding the stock that you want to look at. So it's very important for you to, for those of you who are in Zoom, to use the Q&A button to put in your questions. I've noticed some of you have started using the chat box. Please do not use the chat box because it will get missed out when a lot of text comes in and we are unable to follow up with your question. So please click on Q&A and put your question there. Okay. Now I'm very happy to see that some of you have taken note of the type of questions to ask. Very important, when you want to ask a stock question tonight, please indicate the stock name. So we are not answering general market questions. Please indicate the stock name. And if you have the ticker symbol, that would be great. And it would also help if you can indicate which stock market is it from. Is it from the SGX? Is it from Bursa Malaysia? Is it from the US stock like NASDAQ or S&P 500? Or is it from the Hong Kong Stock Exchange? Regardless of which stock exchange, it's okay, but it would be good if you can also indicate which stock exchange it is. It may help us to look for the stock so that Derek can do an analysis on it. It's also important that you need to tell us your entry date that you bought the stock and the price that you bought it. So that would allow Derek to give a much better feedback regarding the stock that you are looking at as well. So put those questions into Q&A. And for those questions which do not meet this criteria, I'm very sorry. Unfortunately, due to time and the fact that we would have a lot of stock questions tonight, we will be bypassing and skipping those questions. So please note that you need to put in the stock name. Please do try to put the stock name as well. And also the ticker symbol if you have it, which would be great for us to find it. Again, a reminder, the date that you entered the stock and also the price of the stock. Now, I see a few questions regarding us to look at Hong Kong stocks, for example, but we would like you to ask a specific Hong Kong stock. We are not looking at general market. Unless you want us to look at an index, please give us the index that you want us to look at, with the ETF that you want us to look at. So please be specific on that. And again, just a reminder also to tell us the date that you bought and also the price that was the purchase price that you bought it, so that Derek again can give you a better feedback. Hi, for the purposes of tonight's session, I will not be taking raised hands. So if you have questions that you want to ask me, which is out of the topic, you could put it into chat, directing it to me. Then I can differentiate the questions and I can look at it as well. As we're waiting for more participants to come on to this session, please do, of course, relax and of course just get prepared. You can put in the stocks that you put into the Q&A box that you want us to answer. Hopefully we'll be able to answer most of them, but please do put them in now so that we can look into it as well. Thank you very much. Now, for those of you who just joined us, welcome to Timing and You, where timing is everything. We are waiting, of course, for everyone to come on to tonight's session as well. And of course, we are waiting for people to also log into the Facebook site as well. So give us a bit of time for us to start before we begin. Now, of course, for those of you who are new to us, please do add our customer service numbers so that you can actually, of course, reach out to us if you have any questions or if you want to follow up on some of the things that you heard today. For those of you who are in Malaysia and Indonesia, please add +6018. And for those of you who are in Singapore, please add +65. And if at any point in time, for those of you who are in Zoom, if you have dropped out from the session, please do immediately just head over to Facebook at Timing at You. Look for Timing and You. If you haven't yet, like our page, of course, we will be constantly doing updates and you can participate in them. And of course, you can continue watching the streams and ask the questions. One of our colleagues will be taking note of the questions and passing it over to my side so that I can look into it as well and ask on behalf. Now, again, would like to stress very highly to those of you who are here today that if you have a stock question, please ask in the Q&A side of the things and not in the chat box, as we would be unable to follow up with it as the messages come in quickly. Now, also, if you want to ask a stock today, we will be prioritizing which provides us the stock name, if you have the ticker symbol, also the entry date and the price as well that you bought it, right? So that we can give you a better feedback during today's session. So I see a lot of you putting it into the chat box. Please do put it into the Q&A section. And this is a critical point. And we want to prioritize people who are already invested, who already bought a stock, and they want information now so they can make decisions for themselves before they make any decision on the stock, right? So that's why we are looking at specific stocks, those with an entry date, and of course, those that has a price as well that you entered. So that it's a better gauge of it, right? Thank you very much. For those of you who have followed this, please do, again, as a reminder, please do indicate the stock name with ticker symbol, ideally, of course, the entry date, and of course, the price that you bought it, entry price, right? So this is very, very important. Thank you very much. Of course, if you have some related questions to that, you could add it in and we'll see if it's relevant and also related that we can answer as well during tonight's session. Now, we will be beginning very shortly. So I would like to get your attention back to the room, and I hope that you all pay attention to today's session. Of course, I wanted to start quickly by talking about a bit about, for those of you who are new, a bit about Timing and You. And Derek, just very quickly, a quick introduction, right? So of course, for a lot of us here as an investor, the purpose we are here is because we want to know in advance before things happen. Because how often do we find ourselves saying, if I only knew, and then, but somehow or another, we've already made losses. And because we didn't know in advance what's the likelihood of how the market is going. So in Timing and You, we are led by our founder, Derick Tan. Now, Derek has been someone who has been in the industry for 21 years. He's been doing psychoanalysis for as long. Many of you here already know him. You have seen him speak in many, many events, whether it's with CIMB, with Kananga, with Phillip Capital, you name it. He's been speaking in the region on this topic for a very, very long time. Now, of course, he made his own personal wealth during the 2008 financial crisis, where because he knew there was a turning point in the market, he not only shorted the market, he knew more or less when was the time to switch to a long position, and he made the money riding the recession down, and of course during the recovery as well. That was where he made his first pot of gold, $1 million US. And then he subsequently, you know, as they say, when you make your first pot of gold, it's easier to make the second and third and fourth pot of gold. And he subsequently continued using psychoanalysis throughout the last few years, especially to also continuously build his wealth. Some of his notable forecasts in the last few years includes the bottom price of oil and gold during in 2015. In 2016, publicly, Derek went on the record to declare that Dow Jones would hit 30,000. It was a forecast that he did in 2016. And during that time, of course, the Dow Jones was at 18,000, which was already an all-time high. So to call the Dow Jones to double, almost double in such a short time frame was ludicrous to most people. But of course, in January of 2020, the Dow Jones hit 29,500 plus, almost 600, very close to 30,000. Right? So it's proving that his forecast capability, which uses data and analysis, is very, very accurate. And of course, in 2017, he predicted the bottom price of Bitcoin. In 2018, he did predict that the market wasn't actually a bear market, but rather it was just a deep correction before it rallied to its all-time high in before the COVID-19 crisis. Of course, last year, he predicted the rally in the price of gold. And in this year itself, for those of you who were with us since the end of last year, Derek has been talking about a turning point at the end of January, the second half of January. And true enough, what now is the COVID-19 crisis, pandemic, of course. And for those of our members who have taken note of this information, actually managed to exit before the crisis, preserving their wealth. Now, of course, Derek has spoken on many platforms I've already mentioned and appeared on numerous media in the region. So this is a bit of background about Derek for you. And his work has gotten him the award of the World Excellent Young Leader Award in 2019 by Yacho Choukan, which is the Chinese news weekly from Hong Kong. So, and this is a snapshot of Derek and his profile. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to, of course, invite Derek to say a few words of hi. And before I start helping with the questions for today's session. Derek?
Okay, thank you, George. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Is my video on?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so, yes. Welcome to our tonight's Ask Me Any Stocks session, which actually I'm quite looking forward to it because I don't know what stocks you guys will ask me. So whatever I'm going to share tonight is actually my past 21 years of experience of looking at the market or even looking at the technical stocks, charts of stocks. All right. I hope after tonight, what you guys can learn is once you acquire a skill, be it a technical analysis skill. Okay, anyway, for tonight, probably let me just share with you guys a slide. All right, so ask me any stock. So tonight I'll be specifically using technical analysis as well as psychoanalysis to give my comment or opinion on the stocks that you guys mentioned. I just want to let you guys know that this skill of mine allow me to make money, be it I'm in Singapore stock market, or even in Malaysia stock market, Indonesia, even China, Hong Kong. Also, the importance of this tonight so-called webinar is to show you guys that once you acquire this scale, it's going to be reviewed. And you can actually make money in any country's stock market as long as there's trading. All right. In fact, if you ask me right now, this few days, Malaysian, you guys should be very happy trading the Malaysia stock, because like yesterday, you guys have a 9 billion transacted volume. All right. So it's a very good so-called market for traders. All right. But before we begin, I just want to mention this. Whatever stocks that you guys ask me, whatever opinion that I give is only for information and education purpose. So no, it's not a recommendation for you to go and buy or sell that stock. Please don't take it as an advice or recommendation. I'm not doing that. I'm just giving you guys so-called my opinion of where I think the stock is going to head. All right. That's why just now Josh says you guys need to give me the name, the entry date, so that probably I can, based on when you enter and the so-called the price as well, to probably give you a so-called a few cents of my worth of view. All right. So another thing I need to let you guys take note of is I have my own definition of time frame. Anything less than 1 month is known as short term. So it could be 1 month, 1 week, 1 day, or even intraday. All right. Intermediate term is from 1 month to less than 1 year. Long term is from 1 year to less than 10 years. Ultra long term is 10 years or more. So tonight, especially, we'll be talking about short to intermediate term. All right. So I know there are a lot of people joining us tonight. So if you happen to be a Timing and You member, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry. We will have this Ask Me Any Stock webinar specifically for Timing and You members on 24th. So can Timing and You members just ask your stocks on the 24th. That session is specifically for you guys. Probably for tonight, we open up for the public so that they can hear some of my views. All right, is that okay, Timing and You members? On the 24th, you guys have as much of my time as well, 1 hour, 2 hour, or even longer if you want. But tonight, let's make it for the public. How about that? All right. So I think with that, I'm looking forward to it. So I'll pass the time back to George. So we are trying to look at probably 10 to 15 or even as many stocks as possible. It's something very interesting, and let's go ahead, man. George.
Thank you, Derek. So to start off, I'm going to just do one stock as an example, so that at least everyone can knows how to put the questions in, because there's a lot of questions that is probably a bit disjointed. So also to respond to a question very quickly, yes, you can ask about ETFs as well. That's not an issue, but please indicate again the ETF and also the entry date and the entry price. Sorry. So for me.
Something like, if you are not sure about the date, it's okay. Roughly when, but at least the price, I think, is important. And every person only name one stock can, because I try to cover as many people as possible. How about that? All right.
Good. So Derek, to also share with them. So ladies and gentlemen, this is how you want to ask the question. Okay, first you indicate the stock. So the stock that I'm going to ask Derek will be about XLF, which is a S&P 500 financial sector ETF, right? The entry date was around December of last year, okay? And the entry price at that time was about $30, right? So that's the kind of question you want to ask Derek, so that Derek can analyze. So that's the first question, Derek. XLF, December of 2019 at about $30 to $31.
Yeah, let me turn on my chart.
So ladies and gentlemen, please do try to follow a similar format as well, which is looking at the dates that you entered, probably just the month at least, so that Derek has a guide. And
So
importantly, it's the price.
XLF, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the entry price is so this XLF is a financial select sector. It's an ETF for financial sector in the US stock market. So what's the entry price?
If I'm not mistaken, it's around $30.
All right, $30 probably is unfortunately maybe just after the so-called the market drop. All right, so from $30, it dropped all the way to below $18. So it has been coming rebound. It has rebounded together with the U.S. stock market, but unfortunately, these few days, I think, as we all know, the U.S. stock market is going through a correction, which I've been telling my Timing and You members for quite a while. I say around early mid-May, we should be looking at some correction, and it is happening right now. All right, so this is XLF. Probably let me just draw some lines. Okay, so before I go further, just to let everyone know, when you see this blue line over here, this is actually the 50-day moving average. When you see this green line over here, it's actually the 20-day moving average. This red line here is actually the 200-day moving average, because I'm looking at the daily chart. If I turn it into the weekly chart, then this red line will be a 200-week moving average. If I turn it to a monthly chart, then this blue line will be the so-called 50-month moving average. Also do take note, and any resistance line, I'll be using red color. Any support line, I'll be using so-called blue color lines, all right? And this indicator over on top is what we call RSI, Relative Risk Index, all right? So do take note of that. The default is, I'm using the default values, all right? So let's draw some lines. So based on what I see, there's a resistance around, probably around $24. Also, the good thing is FX has done a rebound, all right, together with the general US stock market, but it seems to hit a resistance around here. So there is a support around here, but it has been broken last night. Unfortunately, there's a support around here, as you can see, probably around 21, but unfortunately, the support was broken last night. All right, so, and when it was broken, ladies and gentlemen, when it was broken, there was an increase in so-called in trading volume. Whenever, be it for stock or ETF or so-called index, when there's a price drop, all right, and there's an increase in so-called the volume, this is what we call a distribution day. This is something bearish. So unfortunately, we have a distribution day last night, and it has broken this so-called $21 support. So the next support I see probably will be around here, slightly above $19, probably $19.20. There's a support here. If this support doesn't hold, we should be looking at XLF dropping all the way back to test the 23rd of March low of this around here. So unfortunately, at this point of time, it seems quite bearish for XLF, and to have this is one of the way how we can look at it. The next support is around here. Probably let me just remove the lines. So the next support for XLF probably will be around, let me get my cursor. The next support for XLF probably will be around 1936. If that support is broken, then we probably will be looking at XLF testing this. Wait. Testing this, which is 17.49. All right, 17.49. But as we can see, probably another thing we can add is this. Let me draw the lines again. Like what I say, there's a resistance here. There's a support here. So resistance probably is about 24, support about 21. So this seems to me, it looks a bit like a double top. So how to gauge how far this XLF will drop probably is we can take the depth of this so-called double top. Around 24 minus 21 is around 3. So we minus 3 from the 21, so-called this support line here. 21 minus 3 is about 18. All right, so probably it's around here. So potentially, based on the so-called the depth of this so-called double top, we may be seeing, we may, so-called XLF may have a chance to drop to probably around $18, which is around here. That means the 23rd of March low around here. So doesn't look too good for this XLF. And it represents so-called the financial sector in the US market. And I mean, we all know that financial sector is an important sector of the so-called the US economy. And probably the way I look at it is it could be Federal Reserve and the US government is going for zero or even negative interest rate policy. And that is something negative for the banks or even financial market. For example, banks, they may not be able to make a lot of money from the interest, right? Because negative or even zero interest rate. Right? So this will impact the earning. So that's why maybe because of that, it impacted the financial sector. All right. So this is for XLF. All right. So can we go to the next one?
Thank you, Derek. So let's look at Micron. Ticker
US?
symbol is MU, MICRON. MU, Micron, yeah. Yeah, MU, correct. So the person who asked the question bought it on the 9th of April this year at $48.50.
48.
50.
Wow. Unfortunately, you seems to have bought it at the highest. I mean, the rebound, you bought it at around the highest price, 48.50, is it?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, probably around here, 9th of April.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's okay. Let's take a look at Micron. Let me draw some lines. It's very obvious that there's a resistance around 60, just like XLF. Sorry, 50. Yeah, because we can see that it goes up, bounce down, goes up, bounce down. All right, so then we can see actually there's a support for Micron around, probably around 40. All right, so from the look of it, unfortunately, Micron last 2 nights because together with the drop in the US stock market, actually, if you are Timing and You members, you already know that for the last few weekly market update that I did every Sunday, I say I will not be interested in the so-called US stock market because I foresee a correction is coming. All right. Anyway, just to show you guys this, let me just go to my slides. Because why do I know a correction is coming is because one thing is because like what George has mentioned, I actually no need technical analysis. I specialize in this form of analysis called cycle analysis. So this cycle analysis, this is actually the S&P 500. This is a long-term dynamic cycle chart for S&P. All right, cycle analysis, we can actually use it to do forecasting. That's why I can more or less know the direction of the so-called the S&P 500 until the end of this year. Can you see? End of this year. So between March and April, this is for the month of March, April, May, June, all the way until December. So cycle analysis is about anticipating the timing and turning point of, for this case, S&P. So can you see there's actually a turning point around mid to early to mid-May. That's why I've been telling my Timing and You members, probably we should just stay on the sideline. Don't participate in the US stock market. All right. And see what happened for the last 2 nights. We have a big drop in the US stock market. All right. The next turning point for S&P or even the general US stock market probably will be in June. So we may be seeing this so-called correction. I would say this is a correction. We are not in a bear market yet. This is probably a correction. We may or may not retest the 23rd of March low, but this is definitely a correction, and this correction may take up to 1 month. So with this in mind, imagine you are a Timing and You member. With this in mind, probably you will not have, for example, probably entered into so-called Micron, which unfortunately you did. So and last 2 nights, it was two night of distribution. As you all can see here, we see two big black candles with below is this actually the volume with increased volume. Can you guys see? Increased volume as compared to previous days. So this we have past two nights seen two distribution days, which is bearish for this stock called Micron. And if you ask me, probably we can draw a support line here. So Micron last night, it has fallen to find support at this blue support line. If going forward, probably for the end, until the end of this month, if we continue to see the US stock market continue to weaken, we may see Micron drop all the way back to retest this $40 support over here. If this $40 support doesn't hold, we may see Micron going all the way back to around $30, the 23rd of March low. All right, so, but if somehow this support, if this so-called support line over here, be it this uptrending support line or this horizontal support line, if we can support Micron and Micron were to bounce off all this support line and it can break above this 50-day moving so-called 50-day resistance, we may have a chance to see Micron go probably to $60. This is provided. Sorry, I should be using rate. Sorry, because I'm drawing a resistance line, so I should be using rate. All right, so if Micron can break this $50 resistance later on, it may have a chance to go around $60. Why? Because this used to be a previous high. All right, so $60. And another thing is we take the depth of this 50 minus 40 is 10, right? So 10 we add on to 50 will be 60. So based on this projection, if Micron can break 50, we may have a chance to see it to go up to 60. But I think in a short, for example, short term, that means anything less than a month, probably if as the US stock market continue to weaken, we may see Micron coming down to break this support and even challenge this support. If $40 cannot hold, we may see it go all the way down to 32. All right, so this is what I see for Micron. All right.
Thank you, Derek. So
Yeah.
I'm going to take one from Facebook. So this is the stock is Motorola, ticker symbol MSI.
US?
The US, yeah, US stock Motorola MSI. Price is at 132.92. Bought on the 6th of
Motorola
April.
solution.
Yeah, MSI.
Wow, doesn't look too good also.
He bought at 132 on the 6th of April.
6th of April. Which is here, 132.
Yeah.
But I hope this gentleman or lady, you are out. You actually have a good profit, but you didn't. So what happened is this. Unfortunately, wait. I don't know this gentleman or lady bought this. My Motorola is for short-term trading or so-called long buy and hold. But all I want to say is this, ladies and gentlemen, we are probably into the last stage of the US bull market. All right. So to me, it is not the best time to do so-called long-term investment or so-called buy and hold, because we are in the last stage already before we go into a bear market, which I see probably is end of this year or next year. Also, now is actually a very good market for traders rather than to be investors. All right, if you truly want to be like Warren Buffett, to be a buy and hold. Probably the best time to do long-term investment or value investing, it was March 2009, 11 years ago. But not now. Now you should be a trader. You should be nimble. That's why if you have bought 132, right, George?
Yes.
132, which is around here, it has a good run. Unfortunately, can you see it couldn't break above its 50-day moving average? Can you see that? So this moving, that's why, ladies and gentlemen, all this so-called moving average, be it 50-day or 20-day or 200-day, when so-called the price touch all this so-called or approaching all this moving average, they will tend to act like a resistance. So for this case, this 50-day moving average, can you see? This Motorola tried to break above it, it couldn't. Then it came down with a very long tail. Can you see? And the next day it was a very bad black long candle. So unfortunately, from then on is all the way down because it has broken this support as well. It has broken this support and it come all the way down. So for this gentleman or lady, is probably back to or even lower than your buy price, because last night was closed at 126. 126, yeah, correct. So I do see that as the US stock market continue to weaken, we may have Motorola Solution retest this so-called low 23rd of March low over here. All right, and if this 23rd of March low does not hold, which I hope it does. So if this low here is 120.77, if this 120.77 does not hold, ladies and gentlemen, then we probably will have to look at a longer term, maybe 1 year. One year not enough. Let's look at 2 years. Okay, so if this 127.44 support does not hold, all right, we may see, let me draw some lines. We may see Micron drop further because the next support is over here, probably around maybe 117, or probably Micron will want to fill up the gap over here. The gap over here. Normally gaps will be filled. So if this 127.44 support, which is here, does not hold, or we may see Motorola go all the way down to retest this low. If this support doesn't hold, we may see Motorola go all the way down to probably 105. All right, so all I can say is you were fortunate. I mean, you managed to catch this bounce, but probably you could have got out earlier to lock in your profit because frankly, this Motorola looks to me like it may have formed a top, and if this 23rd of March low is broken, we may be seeing Motorola because if Motorola were to break this low here, that means it's having a lower high and a lower low and a lower high, which is the start of a downtrend. So do watch out for this 23rd of March low. If it's broken, then probably Motorola, unfortunately, is going to turn down. All right. So this might think about Motorola. All right.
Thank you, Derek. So another question from this one is interesting because it's on Slack. The ticker symbol is WORK, W-O-R-K on NASDAQ, right? But the person asking the question actually shorted the stock on the 9th of May at $31.42. So obviously he's looking for it to go down.
When?
9 May at 31.42.
Why a lot of people, do you realize, entered around early May? Do you realize, George? 9 April or 9 May?
This is 9 May.
Oh, 9 May.
9 May. April and May, a lot of the questions today.
No. Sorry, I don't know who this person is, but to me is you shouldn't have shorted Anyway, what price did you short?
At 31.42.
31.42. Last night closed at 30.29. Why I say you shouldn't have shorted is it doesn't look like a good candidate to short, unfortunately, to me. Because this is so-called the resistance line. We can see that work slack technology. Or it found this resistance, came down, touched this resistance, came down, touched, it touched 4 times. So finally, the 5th time it touched, it broke out. And it broke out with increased volume. So this is something actually bullish. I don't know, maybe this gentleman or this lady should try to short it, expecting this so-called resistance to hold so that work will touch this and come down. So the entry is 31, is it?
31.42.
Wow, quite high. Or probably you try to catch on this few days only, what? Right? 9 of May. Today is 14, probably around here.
5 days.
So my take is this, probably the work will come down. Good thing is last 2 nights was a black candle. Probably you're trying to find support around this red line over here, because whenever the resistance, once it's broken, it will actually reverse its role to turn to a support. So this will be a support around here. This red resistance line previously is a resistance, now will turn to be a support. So probably we'll find work support around this level over here. So if it can break, let me draw a line. If work can break this so-called support line and come down and break our, can you see this, my green 20-day moving average, and I drawn this blue support line over here. If work later on can break this red support line, come down and break this green 20-day moving average and this blue support line, we may be able to see work come all the way down even lower. But based on what I see is probably if you for me, I probably wouldn't want to short work because it seems like a bullish stock to me. So for this lady or gentleman is if you have shorted this work, do watch out for this support level. Probably you should pray that work can continue to break this support and break 20-day moving average and break this blue support line support, and then it may have a chance to come down. If not, if work were to bounce off this support line and go up and break this resistance here, which is probably around 32, I think this stock work may go higher. This to me is a bullish stock. All right, so for me, I probably will not want to short it. So probably this gentleman is you need to watch this support level over here. You pray that it will be broken, then your short will make position. But if work were to go up and break this 32 resistance around here, work may have a chance to go even higher. From the look of it, I'm more on the bullish side than on the bearish side for this stock called work. All right.
Thank you, Derek. So one from Facebook now. This is for Wells Fargo, WFC. Also bought on May, 5th of May at $28.
After this, can we have probably more other stock exchange? Like Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, all these things. All right, so this is what?
Wells Fargo.
Yes, probably this person bought it because of Warren Buffett. Sorry, this is a very bearish stock. He bought or he short. I hope he shorted.
No, buy
Okay.
at $28 on the 5th of this month.
I think I rather speak my mind than to say something plastic. I rather speak my mind. Unfortunately, you choose a poor stock to buy. Probably if you buy this stock, probably it's because of Warren Buffett. Ladies and gentlemen, Warren Buffett lose 50 billion in first quarter. Oh, I just want to say this. Warren Buffett is not ordinary man. He is the world's fourth richest man. He has a lot of money. So he can afford to wait. But I think he foresee that airline stocks are not good. So he got out all his airline stocks like Delta and Southwest. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, if you buy Wells Fargo's is because of Warren Buffett. Sorry, I feel sad for you because it has broken the support. This is not a stock that I will want to buy. Can you see US? It bounced off together with the US stock market. But unfortunately, look at the bounce is so weak. Oh, it's so weak. And now, and it has even last night broken below this so-called support already. Sorry, support, I should use blue line. The support is around 24. If you ask me, this stock has been displaying 6 months. It's a downtrending stock. This is a stock, actually, if you ask me, for me to short. So you see, compared to the previous stock, what's the previous stock? Work, right? Work. Work is a stock that I want to buy. This is a stock that I want to short. Because it is, one thing is because why? This is a 50-day moving average. Ladies and gentlemen, the lifeline of a stock is shown in its 50-day moving average. You know what's lifeline? That means you watch a hospital scene, when you go into a room, measure the heartbeat, heartbeat, ding, 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 right? So this 50-day line is actually, moving average is actually the heartbeat of a stock. As long as the price bar or candlestick is below the 50-day, that means what? That means it's a downtrending stock. We should not be buying downtrending stock. So unfortunately, I don't know why this person want to buy this. Probably after hearing what I say, you'll be very sad, but I rather tell you the truth. And last night, it has broken this support around 24 and with increasing trading volume. So this is a very clear-cut distribution line, which is bearish. So how low WSC or Wells Fargo may go? Wells Fargo is a bank. It's a bank in US, all right? And earlier I already mentioned XLF represent the so-called financial sector. Banks were probably not going to do well because why? Even Federal Reserve, US government is going for zero interest rate or even negative interest rate. That will be something negative for the banks. Also, how low it can go, if you ask me from a technical analysis point of view, the high is 32 over here, the low is 24, the difference is 8. So you minus 8 from the 24 support, 24 minus 8 will be 16. So probably we may be able to see Wells Fargo drop. Let me just go to probably 1 year. We may see Wells Fargo, well, 1 year not enough, have to go 2 years. But 2 years still not enough. Let's go longer. Ladies and gentlemen, all I just want to say is this. Unfortunately, probably, Wells Fargo may have topped already. May have found its top. It has broken down and is going lower. Oh dear, let me go 10 years. I cannot find any support on a 5-year. I need to go 10 years already. Probably 10 year, probably we can find some support. Wow, can you see there's a support around here? And last night it has even break this support. No, this 24 is supposed to be a strong support. And it has even break this support. So based on what I share you guys, probably $16. Because just now I show you the resistance 32 minus 24 is 8. 8 minus 24 minus 8 will be 24 minus 8 is 16, right? 24
18.
minus 8. Yeah,
Yeah,
16.
16. Sorry.
So
yeah.
can you see the next support is probably around here, also around maybe 16, 17. So my take is to this person, probably Wells Fargo's have top. Can you see it has top already? This is not a stock that I would want to buy. Also, I cannot tell you what to do. This is definitely not a stock I want to own in my portfolio right now. All right, this is all I can say. Okay, Ken.
Thank you,
Next.
Derek. Next one is from BSKL, Supermax.
Malaysia.
Yeah, Malaysia.
Simba.
Super MX. No symbol here. I'm not sure. You try and search for Super MX.
Super what?
MX.
MX. Don't have.
Supermax and see AX.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one. Bought on the 14th of May at 380.
Yes, today
Just
closed
bought,
387.
Just
So let's look at
bought
the.
today at 380. Yeah.
Huh?
He bought today at 380.
Ladies and gentlemen, never mind, let's look at the charts. Wait. Let me. Oh, okay. Let me turn to candlestick. Supermax, right? This gentleman bought today at 380.
Yeah.
All I want to say is this. Let me look at a daily chart. Daily chart. Let me just look at a daily chart. Okay, let me draw some lines. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, whatever I share tonight is from a technical analysis point of view. I don't look at fundamental. Be it for this chart or later chart or the US chart that I see earlier, all are just based on technical analysis. All right. So I do see there's a resistance around here. Let me turn it to red color. All right, resistance is around 226 over here. So there's a support around here. Wow, it touched this support so nicely. Okay, this support is around 120 or 128. 128. Okay, you see it touched this support, then it goes up, then it subsequently it touched this support another 3 more times. So it has actually built a base, a very big base. It has built a very big base since 2018 for almost 2 years. Also, 226 minus 1.28. Let's calculate the debt. 2.26 minus 1.28. So the difference is 0.98. Then we add on to 2.26. Sorry. 2.26 minus 1.28. Sorry, 2.26 minus 1.28 plus 2.26, 3.24. So technically, when so-called around here, so technically, what's this stock? Supermax should find as a resistance here, but it's shown all the way up. This is based on the depth. So we take the depth times 2 times. Let me calculate again. 2.26 minus 1.28 times 2 plus 2.26, 4.22. So technically, it may have a chance to go up to 4.22 based on the depth of this chart pattern. But one thing I want to say is this. Look at the way it goes up is quite scary. Look at the way. And probably a better place to enter into so-called supermax is when it broke above, it built a base. Once it broke above this one, around 190, you could have entered. If not, once it break above this 226, you could have entered to ride this trend up. But you entered today at
380.
Today,
Yeah. Almost at the top.
yeah, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, is I think I I I I can only say good luck. This is I personally for me I don't like to chase stock, especially it has such an extended run. So all I can say, and ladies and gentlemen, you just look at it. This one is really running very fast. This to me is like a 100-meter dash. You think about it, when you run a 100-meter dash, you try to finish 100 meter within a very short span of time. So that's why after 100 meter, you bolat already, right? So my take is this is, I don't know when it's going to end this run, but if you look at very short term, if you look at very short term,
All by today.
there's a support, a very steep support line here. Also today it bounced off because this few days Malaysian market has been quite bullish, going opposite against the US market. Yesterday 9 billion, very high trading volume. So my take is, if you ask me, I probably will not enter into this stock because it's too extended and this parabolic, I don't want to. That's why I say probably here and here will be better entry price. And can you see, once it break above this 226, it came down, find support because previous resistance will turn to be a support. And it finds support not so nicely over here, then it continue to go up. So here or even here will be a better entry than here. But if you are in, if so-called the next few days it will to break this so-called support line, I can only say how it goes up will be how it will come down. So probably all I can say is probably you are a bit too late. So you pray hard, this gentleman, that next few days, Supermax. And this Supermax deal with what? Coffee, is it?
Latex, rubber.
No wonder, because all the glove all moving up. So all I can say is you are probably a bit too late. So you pray hard, pray again that Supermax will be able to go above tomorrow, go above this high of 387 and go even higher. If not, if it start to break below this support line, it probably is going to come down. All right, so this is not a stock for, I definitely will not chase lah. All right, I definitely will not chase. Ladies and gentlemen, just to let you guys know, I think probably a lot of you guys feel that, we should look at fundamental, blah, 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 all these things. Now I want to show you guys how real, what is the real stock market all about. Can you see it's building a base? It has built a base for how long? For almost 2018 May until now. It's almost 2 years before it break out. I just want to share you guys this. All right, it has built a base over a 2 year. What is building a base? This is what we call accumulation. That means what? There's someone out there, some institution or some syndicate out there accumulated the Supermax for 2 years. Then they push the price up. Along the way, as they push it up, whoever go in to buy, they are so-called selling to all the retail investors who went in to buy. So probably this gentleman or lady, you are the one who go and hope the stock that the so-called the big boys or the institution they have bought for the last 2 years. Also, unfortunately, so all I can say is watch for this support. Once it's broken, we may see Supermax. We may see weakness in Supermax. In my DD7 class, which I'll be conducting in August, this is not a stock that we will chase. Definitely, this is not a stock that we will chase. All right, if we will buy, probably is when it broke this resistance, or when it break this resistance around maybe 190 to 2.26, rather than to chase it, especially today. This few days is a chance to release, sell, not buy, unfortunately. All right, this is my take. All right, so back to you, George.
Since you're on Malaysia stocks as well, let's do another one. A popular one, Notion VTech.
Notion.
Notion.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I've no idea what Notion does.
Yeah, that one, correct.
Anyway, what does it do?
I think I have to check. I can't remember.
Yeah. So
price as 85 cents, also bought today.
Wow, I think there are a lot of very brave people in Malaysia. So let's take a look. Let's turn into candlestick. Wow, what happened? The thing I just want to say is this, ladies and gentlemen, you all just need me the stock. I'll just look at the chart. I do not even know what does the company do, what's its background. I can only so-called give my opinion based on the chart. I don't know what happened today. It has a gap down. So this person bought what price?
85 cents.
Today it closed 83.5. I don't know what this person is trying to do. Probably there's some bad news. He's trying to catch a bottom. There seems to be a very strong support here. Okay, let me draw a line. Probably there's a very strong support at around 79 cents.
Oh, now remember they do hard disk for computers.
Oh.
think they manufacture for people like Seagate, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so can you see there's a very strong support at this level? Wow. So can you see the price touched this resistance, it came down, touched around 79 cents, it came down. So, but this time around it broke. Then it didn't find, it's down here supposed to be a support. It didn't find support, it dropped all the way down. So there's a support, and can you see very nicely, it just touched the support over here. So can you see, ladies and gentlemen, learning how to do technical analysis is very important, because you can see things are probably you cannot see in the numbers. Also, it tried to bounce off. So it opened probably around 79 cents. Let's take a look. It opened, yes, 79. It went all the way up to 915. So then it closed at 835. All right, but it has a very long tail. On the, that means the upper tail. This to me is not something very bullish. So let me draw some lines. Okay, so let me turn to red because it's going to act like a resistance line. So I got a feeling this lady or this gentleman probably try to catch a bottom, which there seems to be a support. So, and the volume is very high today. Oh, the volume is very high today. So, but unfortunately, if you ask me, oh, there's a split today. Or 1.5 to 1 split. So
Bonus
there's a
issue,
split today.
yeah.
Let's explain for the so-called, there's a split. Also, there's a support around here. So hopefully this support can hold. If this support doesn't hold, we may see Notion come down to around 40 cents, which is the next support. Also, if it does goes up, so that's why this support, if it doesn't hold, Notion may have a chance to come down to retest 40 cents. But if this support holds, it may go up. Then the resistance probably will be at this red line over here. So as long as later on, if we can break this red resistance line, Notion may go higher. But overall view is Notion has a very strong recovery. All right, just that it has a split today. So let's see what you will do going forward around this support line over here. So if you can break this resistance line, it may go higher to challenge this resistance over here. I have to draw the line. I have to draw this, yes. The next resistance for Notion will be here. Probably around 128, around here. Or if this resistance can be broken. All right, so we may see Notion going higher. So this is a critical stage support around 79. We see whether it can hold or not. All right, so this for Notion.
Thank you, Derek. So let's look at an Indonesian stock. I think there was a few people who asked this Indonesian stock. The ticker symbol is BBRI.
BBRI.
Yeah, this person bought today also at 2,400.
Should be this
Yeah,
bank also.
looks like it.
This person bought what price?
2004, slightly above the closing.
It's down by almost 5% today, no? So probably this gentleman or lady trying to catch a bottom. My take is this, ladies and gentlemen, don't try to catch a bottom. And I don't think, sorry, I don't think this is a good stock to try to catch a bottom. I think tonight I made a lot of people very sad. But I rather tell you all the truth. Rather, I know you guys got money, but money also cannot anyhow waste like that, right? So this is Bank Rakyat Indonesia.
Mm.
You can see that probably there's a support around here. So I turn it to blue color. But this support couldn't hold, so it break all the way down. So the next support was here. Let me just go further back. Wow. This chart 2013. So is yeah, let me just expand it. So unfortunately, BRII Bank Rakyat, it broken this support. It came all the way down. It found support around here. To me, it has already topped over here already. And it bounced off this. Let me draw a line. Okay. First, it has broken this support. It has came down, then it bounced. Bounced already, it keep on drifting lower because it couldn't break this resistance. And today, it even break this support over here. Blue color. Even break this support over here. So whoever have this stock, once it break this support, whoever own this stock, once it break the support over here, he or she should be getting out. And unfortunately, this person choose to enter. So it's doing exactly opposite of what probably I will do. All right, and first, it's not even a stock that we should be buying because it's downtrending. Never ever buy a downtrending stock. Don't try to catch a bottom like what I say, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the last stage of the US stock market already. Last stage of the US stock market, we should be buying what kind of stock? I just want to clear this once and for all. We should be buying what kind of stock? Where's my chart? Okay. We should be buying stock chart looking like that. I'm not specifically talking about this stock, but I'm showing you guys the chart. We are so late in this bull market. We should be buying uptrending stock. Uptrend. Our strategy right now should be buy high, sell higher. Now is not a time to bottom fish. Bottom fish is March or April 2009, ladies and gentlemen. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know what this gentleman is trying to do, and he has broken this support. I can only say good luck. This is not a stock that I want to buy, and this person entered precisely at the wrong time and did the wrong thing. I can only say this. If Indonesia can do short selling, I will have shorted today. Once it breaks support, I will not have bought it. Sorry, this gentleman or lady, but this is my true opinion about this stock. So the thing I just want to say is this: we buy up trending stock, we short down trending stock. But from the previous few example, we see quite a few of them do the exactly opposite. They buy, try to bottom fish, try to buy so-called find the bottom. Try to find a bottom, buy into downtrending stock. We should be buying into uptrending stock, buy highs, sell higher. If you want to deal with downtrending stock, you should be doing short selling, not buying. All right. So these are the basic concept, some of the basic concept that I will teach during my DD7 technical analysis class, which I'm going to hold in August this year, and I'm doing it only once per year. So for those who are interested to learn from me, probably you can sign up so that probably I can share you more over a 2-day course. All right. So this for Indonesia. Any other stock?
Yeah, let's take a few more before we call it a night. There's been a few questions for Alibaba on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. So this person bought it at 197 HKD in 2019. Baba.
I know, because Baba is listed in US and Hong Kong.
This is Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. Show on, sorry. Yeah, how come don't have? Don't have Hong Kong. You all don't see right here.
No.
Never mind. Then I go to my trading platform. I'll show you all Baba. Let me take a look. Baba. Yes. So this is Alibaba. Probably let's look at 2 years. Oh, Alibaba only listed in Hong Kong probably last year, end of last year. So yeah. So Josh, what's his entry price?
197 HKD in 2019. Not doesn't say what month.
Probably what price again?
7.
197, probably around here. All right. So, but I just want to say this. Anyway, you all can see the chart, right?
Yeah.
It has formed a lower high. You all can see a lower high and a lower low. So the downtrend has started. But one thing good is it has broken above this. I can draw a downtrend line. Sorry, and this chart is not that. So
I think you cannot select it so high on the chart. It deselects when you do that.
Right. Right. Yeah, so here. Okay, so it has broken. So it has broken above this so-called downtrend line, as we can see. So so the next resistance is probably around 210. So he bought around 19 something, right?
7.
197. Today closed at 194.5. So let me just go to 1 year. Or let me zoom in. Also, there's a resistance at around here, 200. So once it can break above 200, we may see Alibaba go higher to challenge 210. All right, provided it can break up above 200, then it may have a chance to go up to challenge 210. If it can later on break 210, it may have a chance to go back and challenge this high here of around 227.4. But overall, we can see that Alibaba is in a ranging, is a ranging stock. All right, and like what I say, probably because we are so into the last stage of the so-called the bull market in the US, probably it's better to buy stock that's breaking new high. Then we try to sell higher, which we can find quite a few such stock in the US market, especially the technological sector. All right, so this is for Alibaba. All right, so but one thing is this: if Alibaba were to break this support over here, which is 186.9, if it instead come down, it break this so-called resistance support and break below this support. So now it's actually a very critical area for so-called Alibaba. Why do I say that? Let me just draw one line, draw a resistance line here. Okay, so now is this: if Alibaba can break above this resistance line and break above 200, it may have a chance to go to 210. If it can break above 210, it may go up to 227.4. But instead of, if it doesn't break up, it come down and break below this resistance support and break even below this low of 186.9, we may see Alibaba come down and maybe retest this low of 167.6. So probably this is a stock that, like what I say, is ranging. Ladies and gentlemen, to me is our job is to make as much money as possible. Don't let our money stuck into something that is probably ranging. Or because we are, like what I say, into a last stage, we should make as much money as possible. Right? Then later we should look at learning how to do, to perform short sell already. Probably it's end of this year or next year, which I've been busy preparing all these things so that I can guide all my Timing and You members. Let's prepare for the coming bear market. Not here yet, but I already prepared a series of things what we should be doing to make money from the coming bear market. Also, this is my view about Alibaba in Hong Kong. All right. So back to you, George.
Okay, so let's take a few more. Another one that was asked more than once is Xiaomi, also in Hong Kong. The number is 1810.
Never mind. I go back to Xiaomi.
Yeah, in Hong Kong.
I think it's this.
Yeah, 1810. The person bought it end of last year at 1024.
So wait, let me expand the chart. So turn into candlestick. So he bought at
December 2019, $10.24.
very good 1024
Mm,
around here,
yeah,
but he didn't sell.
I don't think so, lah, based on the question.
Okay. So let's look at where the chart is going. Based on what I see, there's a support around here. Found support around here. That's why Xiaomi came down, found support around here, then it bounced up. So recently, it has broken above a ranging rectangle. It has a broke out, and the good thing is it broke out. The good thing is it broke out with good trading volume. So this is something bullish. All right. So, but my take is this, because he entered last year end, right?
Mm,
December 2019, correct?
correct.
At 1046. 10 something, right?
1024.
Uh,
1024.
so the thing is, from 1024, you see Xiaomi go all the way up. The highest was 14. So you have a 4 divided by 10. You have a 40, almost a 40% profit, but you didn't take it. So, but it's okay anyway, it's over. So now it has a good breakup. So let me draw a trend line. It may be hitting a resistance soon. Can you guys see? Xiaomi may be hitting a resistance soon. Yes, it has a broke up, but it may be hitting a resistance line based on the high here that I draw, or it's coming already. And based on this so-called rectangle chart pattern, the top of the rectangle is about 1090. The bottom is about probably 960. So the difference is what? 1090 minus 960. So the difference is 130. So we take the depth add on to 1090. It's about 1220. Which is around here. So probably I can draw one line. So can you guys see this? There's actually a blue horizontal, for this case is a resistance line, and there is a red down sloping resistance line. There's a double resistance over here. So this run up for Xiaomi may be hitting into some overhead resistance soon, and based on the depth of this so-called rectangle, also have a price objective around probably around 1220 around here. So all signs point to me probably it may be finding some resistance soon already. So so later on, provided that Xiaomi can break above these two resistance, then it may have a chance to go higher to probably reach 1338. All right, and it can break above 1338. It may then go on and challenge this high here, which is 14. All right, so for this be lady or gentleman is probably she bought at 10 something. All right, why did it goes up now? Let me just share this. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to share with you guys, learning how to read chart is very important. Why do I say that? See, let me blue color. Can you guys see Xiaomi? This is what we call accumulation. Remember earlier I also talked about accumulation. This is a form of accumulation. It means the big boys or institution or the syndicate out there, they are accumulating stock. So then they push it up. Then along the way, they sell to a retail investor. Then finally, the price, the retail investor couldn't so-called maintain the price. And because of the COVID-19, then the whole market dropped. Then recently it broke out from this so-called rectangle again, and it probably going to hit a resistance soon. All right, so my thing is this: if you have bought around here, probably one way is this. Of course, this is from high side, but I think one of the next time for this lady or gentleman is this. So you see, you bought at 1040, right, George?
1024.
Oh, 1024, probably around here. Then you manage to ride the trend up, let's say. Then probably as it comes down, break this support, maybe you can exit, probably you can take this profit, rather than the profit that you have with the capital you have, then you can go and buy better stock. So later on, finally, the Xiaomi continue to come down, then form this base over here. Once it break out, then you take your money and start to put into this stock. So can you see this is a better way of, faster way to make your money grow, rather to let your money stuck inside this stock. Then you have to see goes up, then come all the way down. First, emotionally you are affected. Don't tell me from $14 drop to $9 you are not affected. Probably you are affected because it even went below your 1024 buy price. So probably it's good is next time is if you draw this support line, once it's broken, you exit. You take the money, profit and capital, go and play other stock first. Or you don't play other stock, you say you only have eyes for Xiaomi, then you wait wait until probably once it break out from here, then you enter here, then you are in a profit. Yes, now even though you are in the profit, but look at the time you have lost. To me, I don't know about you guys, time is more important than money. Because money lose already can make back, right? But once we lose our time, like for example, we cannot go back when we are 10 years old, right? So time is more important than money to me. So learning how to read technical charts is important. It gives us a better entry, exit, and probably with this, you will have a better use of your capital to grow your wealth this might take. All right. So back to you, George.
Okay, due to time, let's do only two last stocks from Singapore because we haven't covered Singapore, and then we should call it a night lah, right? So the first one, let's look at iFast on SGX.
iFast.
Yeah, iFast. The person who asked the question bought it in 2018 at 97 cents.
It's loading. So this is a chart of iFast. Okay. Wait, let me just draw some lines. First, I'll draw a support line. You probably have a support around here. So then I draw a resistance line. Okay, so resistance line, red color. So as we can see, now iFast is probably have found a support at this support of about $1. So what price did you buy, George?
97 cents in 2018.
2018, 97, which is probably here. So today closed at $1. So 2018 until now, he bought at 97 cents. Now is $1, right? It's
Yep.
about the same. So the thing is, in terms of share price, you went through 2 years, but after 2 years, it's still back to square one. I don't know what's the dividend, how much dividend does iFast give. I hope it's good. But if you want to go for a good dividend, you might as well go for REITs. The thing I want to say is this, can you see, you enter 97, 1 year later it's around there. But 2 years of your life is gone. All right. If you have the right knowledge, probably this 2 year you go and play other better stock. Probably you will make more money. All right. So all I can say is this: if iFast cannot break above this rate resistance line, if it doesn't, and you can see this iFast, the low is getting lower. Can you see? That's why I can draw a rate resistance line. Yes, it has a good bounce recently. All right, let me just zoom in. So probably in terms of near term, iFast has a support around here of $1. So if iFast were to break $1, it may go lower. So to me, iFast doesn't look very optimistic. Also, unless it can break above this rate resistance line, which is having a lower high already. So it's not a stock that I want to own. But if we break $1, we may see iFast coming down. All right, so if we break this support of $1, probably this gentleman or lady, probably you should take note already. It ever dropped to what? How low? or even drop to 715. So it has a very strong bounce. So you are back to where you are actually compared to 2 years ago. But once you break this support, probably you should do something. And it's not a very good stock that probably I will want to own. That's all I can say. Also, do watch out for this $1 support. All right. So back to you, George.
Okay, let's do one last one.
Yes.
DBS, Singapore. The
Yes.
buyer bought it at end of April at $18.
DBS, the largest bank in Singapore. So let's take a look at it. Same thing. DBS had a very strong bounce. Oh, today what happened? Or dividend. No, this is preference share. No, sorry. DBS, sorry. No wonder this chart look a bit weird. So this is the right one, $18.
Yeah.
In the stake. All right, so DBS is I'm a Singaporean, so I should be saying good things about biggest bank in Singapore, right? Should be, but I rather speak the truth. Unfortunately, DBS probably may have top already. All right. It has broken below this support. And of course, the reason why it broke is because, of course, of COVID-19 recently. Also, it's trying to find a bounce, which it did. So let me just okay. He has found a bounce, and by hit into some resistance, which is here. Sorry, what price did he buy?
$18, $18.
$18. Today close 18.96. Unfortunately, DBS has broken. Can you see this support over here? This blue support. All right, so the next support for DBS is here. The next support for DBS is probably around 1846. So once DBS were to break this 1846, it may come even lower to test this support around here. Ayo, let me draw more lines. Around here, as well as if there's a support also break, we may see DBS test the support here. Okay, so the thing I want to say about DBS is this. Unfortunately, it has already found its top. You see, it has broken this support over here. Then, because of a COVID-19, it collapsed. It did found a bounce, but unfortunately, it has broken this blue slanted support line. It has come lower. So the next support for DBS is around here, 1846. So if this support doesn't hold, we may see DBS coming lower to 784. If this 1784 doesn't hold, we may see DBS coming down to 1650. So if this month, if we continue to see US market continue to weaken, probably this may rub more bearishness into DBS. All right, so how can DBS, how can be safe? So provided that it can find support and it can goes back up and break this resistance here, which is around $20. If we can break later on break this $20 resistance, then we may have a chance to see DBS go higher. But probably in the short term, which is probably because my definition of short term is anything less than 1 month, do watch out for the support at 1846. Broken, then we should be looking at 1784. Broken, we should be looking at 1650. All right. So sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a Singaporean, but frankly, I do not own any Singapore stock. I go where the money is. For me, the money in terms of stock market is actually in US stock market. And because I foresee that US dollar is going to strengthen, think about it, my Singapore dollar, I go and buy Singapore stock, I make profit, I convert my profit and capital from US dollar back to Singapore dollar, and US dollar, I expect it to strengthen for next few years. Can you see, not only profit, I can make another currency gain. Also, this is what I teach or what I share with my Timing and You members. All right, so so that is what I can share for DBS. All right, so back to you, George.
Thank you very much, Derek. I think that's all we have time for tonight. I believe that we have covered as many as we can given the time frame. So, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, we hope that you have gained something from this. Although you may not be in or looking at particular stocks, but I believe that from the sharing that Derek has done tonight, you would have gotten a better idea about those stocks, probably deepen your learning, especially in terms of looking at charts and also making some decisions for your own portfolios yourself. We do apologize that we cannot cover all of them because as you can see, each stock requires a bit of time to analyze. So we have received numerous questions, but we hope that at least from what we have shared, you have benefited from it. Of course, to members, we do have another session which is only for members. So we will prioritize your questions then. You probably have more time with Derek during that time. Yes, Derek, go on.
Okay, I just want to check for those who attended this webinar, Ask Me Any Stock tonight. Do you find it beneficial? If yes, can you just key in the chat box, you key in yes, so at least I will know. Is there a chat box for them to key in?
Yes, of course. Yes.
So do you all find it beneficial? Yes? So if you all find it beneficial, if I were to do it again, will you all be interested? If you say yes, if you're interested, can you just key in 1? Wow, so many 1, George.
Of course.
Wow, so
many unanswered questions, for sure, yes.
So probably I will do it again. To do it again, probably is first I need to discuss with my team when we want to do it because even though I'm in circuit breaker and they are in Malaysia for MCO, we're also very busy. All right, so we'll decide a date and probably we will announce again. So what you guys can do is please go and like my Facebook page. All right. So that next time, whenever we have the next, are you all looking at my chart, my screen?
No, you need to share it again.
Wait, ah. So let me share. So please go and like my page, Derick Tan. D-E-R-I-C-K, Derick Tan. Like my page, you see a gold and silver, that's it. So that next time, I don't know when, let me discuss with my team first. The next Ask Me Any Stock, we'll post it here. Maybe this month, maybe next month, I don't know. Also go and like my page. Don't add me as a friend in my Facebook. My account almost full already. So go and like my page, Ken. Or Derick Tan, D-E-R-I-C-K-T-A-N. All right. If not, please go and like our Timing and You page. Also that the next Ask Me Any Stock we will announce in my page as well as Timing and You page. You just find Timing and You and like it so that you can be notified. Since everyone response is so good, then probably we will do it again. All right, but don't worry, Timing and You members, on the 24th, I will do another round, even more specific, so that because it will be a smaller group, so we can talk more stocks then on the 24th. So do take note. 24th is a Sunday night. All right, so this is something I do for my Timing and You members. All right, so back to you, George.
Thanks, Derek. Allow me to share my screen. Thanks.
Yes.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So, of course, many of you noticed over the last few days, the US stock market went through some severe correction, and we don't know to what extent that will go through yet. But a lot of you may have questions about it, especially that's probably why all your questions are very short-term stocks that were bought in April and May and so forth. And you were worried about the last few nights. But actually, this significant event was already shared during our weekly market update last Sunday, where Derek was already highlighting that there was going, based on cycle analysis, that there would be a turning point happening around mid of May. And true enough, in the last 2 days, you have saw significant movements in the US stock market as a result. So for those of you who are, of course, investing a lot into the US stock markets, we had a lot of questions on the US stocks today. And also for those of you who are in currencies and commodities, we would like to encourage you to participate in our weekly market update. So of course, for members, this is complimentary. But for those of you who are non-member and you just want to attend this weekly market update, it's $28 US, and it will be shared on the chat. There's a link, so you can attend this event where we're doing on Zoom as well. So for this critical pandemic time period, Derek is providing weekly market updates where he will kind of share about the overview of the market for the coming week. So it's for those of you who are active in the market right now, and I believe for those of you who are at home, you're probably more active than usual. This weekly market update is designed to share with you information to help you to make your own decisions for your portfolio for the next 7 days. That's why we do it on Sunday night. So it happens at 8 p.m. So for those of you who are interested in that, and you also get to ask questions, but Derek will be focusing on his overall analysis, and you can get a chance to ask some questions as well. Do participate in this particular weekly market update happening this Sunday, right? And of course, for those of you who are interested to learn more about Timing and You, and of course, all the analysis that Derek has shared, which is his DT7 technical and cycle analysis course. Right after this session, I will be doing kind of a breakout. It's another link that the link is going to be shared now, where I will go through with you the details of the course. If you are interested to join us in August, we will be doing it in Malaysia, Indonesia, and Singapore. Malaysia, we're doing 2 venues. We're also doing it in Penang. So for those of you who are from Penang, we intend to actually go to Penang this year to do this particular course. This course only is done once a year because it's something that we only can provide time to do once a year. It will be offline. That's why we're putting it in August when the MCO and circuit breaker is over in Malaysia and Singapore, and hopefully in Indonesia as well. And we will be coming to you, our team and Derek as well, and we will be conducting this 2-day course. So if you want to know more details about this, please join the link that was shared immediately after this session so that I can give you a quick rundown about the price and the cost and so forth as well. And of course, if all this is relevant to anyone or everyone, so if you're new, and you are a beginner and you want to learn technical analysis and to read and analyze charts like what Derek has just shared with you, to learn from Derek directly, I do encourage you to go to the next breakout room and have a quick chat with me, right? I'll probably take another 10-15 minutes. And of course, for those of you who can't make the breakout room and you want to have a one-to-one consultation with me where I can talk about the Timing and You membership and all the things that Timing and You provides, including the course at a separate time, you can sign in a one-to-one consultation form, interest form, where you can have a 1 hour session with me directly. So, and Victoria will be sharing that on the chat box as well. So if you're interested to speak to me at later, you can do so as well. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, just to quickly highlight to you, if you want to know about the coming week, especially if you're trading aggressively this few months, do take the opportunity to join us on Sunday. And of course, for those of you who want to know about the course in August, do join me in the breakout room right after this at the link shared. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to pass back to Derek for a quick wrap-up closing to end tonight's session. Derek?
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, as what I can see, US stock market Dow zone is down by 385 points. On average, the US market is down by 1.5%. Actually, all our Timing and You members, we are not surprised. I've been telling you guys a few weeks back. In fact, I say there'll be a correction either early or mid-May, and it's here. Also, ladies and what I'm trying to say is this. I don't believe in random walk. There's a book, investment book, in a bookstore. It says Random Walk in Wall Street. I don't believe in random walk. Why am I able to do all this forecast? Because I deal with this one analysis called cycle analysis. I know what's coming. That's why our Timing and You members, we are out. We are thinking of re-entering again later on. But I already told them this month probably we'll take a break for US stock market. But I also tell them we probably should be looking at gold and silver, because as of now, gold and silver, gold is up by $19. Silver is up by 1%. Right? Don't trust me. Go and look at your CNBC. Also, last week I already told them we should be looking at probably precious metal. All right, so that's why I say if you can join George later on to find out more about Timing and You, my job is to guide you guys to pull through this very erratic or chaotic moments in the financial market. It's not the end, ladies and gentlemen. After this COVID-19 is over, we will be heading into sovereign debt crisis and the global monetary crisis next year in 2022. That is going to be a big one. If you are being scared by what you see right now, ladies and gentlemen, you ain't see anything yet. That's all I can say. Also, tonight what I share you guys is my technical analysis, so-called knowledge. And you can see that I can apply be in Singapore, be in Malaysia, Hong Kong, even US. It's a skill once you got it. Like for me, I can make money in, let's say I go US, I can make money in the US stock market. I go Hong Kong, I can make money in Hong Kong stock market. It's a very valuable skill. It's a living skill. And I'm going to teach it during a DD7 class. I am going to impart my 21 years of experience with you guys. All right. So I think with that, we'll close it for night. Whenever there's a next Ask Me Any Stock, we'll announce it in my page as well as in Timing and You page. If not, ladies and gentlemen, please stick around and hear from George. If not, thank you very much. Be safe, and may the timing be with all of us. All right. Take care. Be safe. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. I'll
Bye.
see those of you in the breakout room. The link is here in the Zoom message. All right. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.